Forest Park. For the last 3 years, that's been my pandemic safe spot. I've gone walking there just about every day. My cell phone is full of pictures of egrets and turtles and trees turning colors and park benches. As I get older, I have just really come to enjoy park benches. The ones that have kind of a curve to support your back. Don't have a center bar. Just ones that have some shade and a beautiful view. And I've especially really come to appreciate those little plaques that people put on the benches in memory of loved ones that have passed. So one day last summer, I was walking around the grand basement where all of our fountains are, and I saw a bench that had a little plaque on it, so I went over to see it. And this plaque didn't look like all the ones that I usually see, the ones that had a list of roles: beloved wife, mother, friend. Now this plaque had an assignment. And that assignment said, for conversations with Nana. Well, I had a Nana once, and now I am one. Anybody here a Nana? To me, this bench was an opportunity, an invitation to communicate with my Nana, long gone, and to think about my new role as Nana to 2 little boys. Plus, I'm a teacher. I'm all about assignments, so I sat right down. I started with the easy stuff. Hey, Nana, do you remember when I was little, that one time I slept over your house? And just before I fell asleep, you said to me, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite you. Nana, that's why I only slept in your house. I have to apologize. I remember this time when you made these really cheesy potatoes, and I wouldn't even try them. Well, to be fair, I know now that you said they were au gratin. I thought you said au gratin. I'm sure they were delicious. And yeah, do you know, we can take our telephones now with us everywhere we go. They're stretched out and they go in your pocket. And not only that, but they give you directions. You never have to be lost again. So after a few of these kind of tidbits that came to my mind, I started connecting the dots between generations in a way that I really hadn't before. 100 years before our COVID pandemic, there was another pandemic. And in that one, influenza killed 50 million people, including a young mother with 5 small children. And one of those children was 18-month-old Genevieve, who would one day grow up to be my Nana. Now, Genevieve's father couldn't handle 5 children all by himself, so he decided to give little Genevieve to his sister-in-law to raise. Now, at that time, nobody talked about adoption. So little Genevieve was just quietly brought to another house in another state, given a new last name, introduced to a new couple and told they were mom and dad, introduced to her biological cousins as siblings. I never asked you this when you were alive, but what was it like to find out as an adult that you were not who you thought you were? 100 years later, my daughter and her partner adopted a little boy. Only this adoption was totally different. It was not just acknowledged, but celebrated. This little boy, unlike my Nana, this little boy will always know his origin. So another conversation that I had with Nana, she wouldn't remember. We talked about her diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease and how aware she was at that time that she was losing her memory, but how powerless she was to stop it after that. This little girl who had lost her identity and had it torn and stitched back together so young, now faced losing it the entire time. Now, I know we lost almost everything. But I gotta tell you now, I went to visit you in the nursing home shortly before you died. You had no idea who I was. But you still offered to sing for me. And you remembered every word to every old song. I can still remember you singing with so much gusto. Oh, it ain't gonna rain no more, no more, it ain't gonna rain no more. How can I wash my neck if it ain't gonna rain no more? We spent a lot of time together, but you'd be wrong. As I sat on the bench, suddenly I was overwhelmed with anger. Where were you when I needed you? Did you know my mother was on drugs? Where were you all those times I had to take care of my younger siblings because mom had passed out again? The little girl inside of my adult body was screaming silently for answers she never have. On the other hand, I never walked around the corner to Nan's house to tell her what was going on, to beg for help. It just never occurred to me. And then I had my own children, 3 wonderful children. And I learned the hard way that even the most loving caregiver, even the most attentive parent, sometimes screws up and sometimes misses important clues. I did. And sometimes lives with the regret of knowing she did not always keep her children safe. And lives with the regret of knowing that unwittingly she introduced harm into her family. Yeah, I bet you did the best you could. Maybe I need to cut you some slack. I struggle to do the same for myself. My children eventually grew up. And they found their own partners. And they started to think about having their own children. And they asked me what I would like for my grandmother name to be. In honor of Genevieve. And partly because of that big old sheepdog in Peter Pan who tried to keep the darling children safe. I chose Nana. Incredible ride this Nana Give is. There is nothing like setting out a picnic blanket and a whole picnic at the Metrolink station. I was going to say Forest Park. Well, you have to cheer on the trains as they go by. And there's nothing like spending every Saturday morning at the community college where I teach, going up and down every single elevator to every single floor and letting them push all the buttons. I want my lab to be that park bench, that safe space for these grandchildren. I want to be the Nana that I needed as a child. So someday, maybe there will be a bench somewhere in my memory. It better not have that center bar.